Hi, I'm Dan, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about a thing called enums. Uh, that's its name for short. For long, it's known as enumerated data types. So you might have seen several different types of data type that are available for variables in your Blueprint scripts. And this is a way of creating your own type for some particular effects. So we've got a... Not dive in there quite yet. I've got a Blueprint class here that has got a couch and a fire on it. It's also got a collision box. There was some sound on it previously, but I've taken that off because it was starting to annoy me. And I've just got a third-person template map, and I've got 4 instances of that class spread around the player. So as you go into play, you'll see that there's 4 couches surrounding the player. Okay. Now, to be honest, in terms of demonstrated in enum data type, I find it very hard to think of something which couldn't be done using other methods, but it is quite a useful thing for some particular effects that you might be after. In this occasion, it's kind of artificial, but hopefully it'll show you the way that these things work. So an enumerated data type allows you to create your own data type and to create your own values within that. And these values are not numbers. They are whatever you want them to be, but you give them names, effectively. So the thing that you need to do before you can use one is to create one, and it's actually an asset in Unreal, like many things are assets. So I've just right-clicked and gone to Blueprints, and under there we've got enumeration. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to call this direction. So that's created it. It has no values yet. There's a box in here for the description. This is the editor for it that comes up when you double-click. And in here, I'm going to just put in direction. It's fairly obvious from the name. I'm going to add 4 values. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it gives them each a not very helpful name. I'm just going to add in the cardinal directions north, south, guess what's coming? East and west. Okay. And save that and close it down. Now I'm in my blueprints, which is the sofa. I'll just quickly show you the viewport of that. There it is. I'll go back to the event graph. I've taken off all the event handling stuff that I've had previously in here because I'm going to do something different on this occasion. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable within this blueprint, which is going to be, I'm going to call it direction. I'm going to use that direction. And I need to change the data type over here, so it automatically sets to Boolean as a first data variable, but I'm going to look for my direction enum. So I'm going to change my data type to direction enum, and I want this to be a visible variable so that we can set it from the instances in the level. I'm going to compile that. You see that it's given the default value there is north, so it just picks the first one on the list for your default value. I'm just going to flick out of there and go back to my level here. I've got my 4 sofas, and you can see in the details down on the right-hand side now, that variable has appeared, and the different choices are those choices that we have set for this variable. So this is the particular thing about enumerated types, or enums, is that you can give it a set of values, and then you can choose one of those values, and it can't be any other value other than the particular ones that you have chosen that are viable values. And we're going to define that couch in front of us as being the one that's north, the one that's behind us. I'm going to add that, so we can obviously set the variable to different values for different instances. That one over there is going to be west. Didn't save that, I'll have to go back in there. So back into my direction enum. I don't seem to have put west in there properly. So let's check what happened. So come back out. So let's go look at the west one and see what we've got. It's updated automatically, so the name west is in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit the scripts now for the blueprints and use the event actor begin overlap. And what I want to do is to make it so that when I get near to the couch, it will move. But each of them is going to move in a different direction. The one that's to the north is going to move further north. The one that's to the south is going to move further south, and so on. So we're going to use a control flow node here, and we're going to do a switch on enum. Direction. Start typing that out, and it automatically picks up those 4 values that we've got. North, south, east, west, excuse me. It's got a default selection in there, but we don't want that. We want it to use that built-in variable, so I'm going to plug that in there. So switching on enums is a very common thing to do with enums. You want it to behave differently depending on the enum. And for each of these, I'm going to actually make the object itself move. So I'm going to do set at to location. And because the control flow is coming out here, I don't want to send all 4 to the same one, because I'm going to want different values into each. I could make it do completely different things for each of them. That would be entirely legitimate. There'd be no reason why not. So sticking the control going out here. So what do we want to actually do? We want to make them move, so we need to get location, and we're going to add an amount to it using vectors. If you don't know how to use vectors, I've got some material on how to do that. It should appear in the future, hopefully. Again, I'm going to do 4 of these, 1 for each of the directions that we're going to go in. Feed the current location into all 4 of these. For the output in order to each of the directions in turn. So there we go. So let's check what we want. So the first one, which is north, is that's in the positive x direction. I'm going to move it 100 units to in positive x. The south, I'm going to move minus 100 units. So that's going to come down in that direction. And I happen to know that positive y is east. So I'm going to move 100 in the y direction for east and minus 100 for west. So I've used the enum here to choose which direction we're going in. We've set the enum by using that variable and setting it for each of the instances. So each instance should react differently because of this use of the enum. Just compile that and we'll test that. And touch words. So I'm going to approach the north one, and yes, it's moving away from me. That's good. Yes, it's doing exactly what I was hoping it would do first time. I confess I did, of course, test these things out before I do the video for them. Of course, if I approach this from the side, it will still go in the same direction, and it will only happen when I enter the box. So I'm going to push each of these out of my little scene, just because I can. Get rid of the burning sofas. So that's a demonstration of the use of enums, and that's it from me for now.